Hi everybody, I'm Shihan Chris Casamassa, the president and CEO for the Red Dragon Karate Studios here in Southern California, with today's training video on how to properly tie our belt. Now, tying your belt is an art form. Just like learning the martial arts, it takes a little bit of time to master, but if you put in the work, you'll be tying your belt like a black belt in no time flat. There are a variety of ways to tie your belt, and we're going to focus on the main way that we do it here at Red Dragon Karate. There's also a couple of rules. Rule number one, when you get really good at tying your belt, try to not let it touch the ground. For us, in our history and our culture, your belt should only touch the ground when you're wearing it. It is a sign of respect for your belt. Rule number two, your belt ends should always be as even as possible, which also shows some good self-discipline and respect for the way that your belt looks when it's on your body. With that being said, let's get started. So, with your belt, the first thing to do is when you get it, you want to measure it so that it's in half. Once you have the halfway point, then you're going to take one of the ends. And again, this is a practice art that does take a little bit of time to master. So I fold it in half and I fold it in half again. I take one of my ends and bring it against my waist. From there, keeping my hands close against my body, I bring it around and I make a little bit of a handoff from back to front. Bringing my hand around onto my abdomen, I bring the belt around again, and now it's just kind of like spooling the thread around my body. Once it comes around the second time, the end that comes around goes underneath, and it goes under all the strands of the belt. From that position, I'm going to snug it up and secure the fit that I would like to have, and at this time, I'm going to look to see if my ends are even. Right now, they're a little off, which is okay. You simply work and learn to make adjustments on the belt until you get those ends pretty even. Once they're even, the end that came up underneath will now go over the top, and here's where a lot of students will tend to get this wrong. Once you cross over the top loop, your left hand goes in, and the goal is to pull straight to the sides, side to side. A lot of people will tend to pull up and down. That also makes the belt uneven and gives you kind of a wonky knot. Once you pull side to side, the belt should hang evenly. Give it a quick look, and you're good to go. Now, I've done that probably 10,000 times, so I do make it look a little easy. In the beginning stages, the belt is going to touch the ground. As you do it and you start to get the process even better, you'll learn to make that happen as well. Again, having the belt in half, having it again, taking one of the open ends. Now, if I do it slow, let's say the belt comes out of my hand. It hits the ground, okay? It's part of learning. Same process, my hand goes in front, I bring it around 2 times, and like I said, the goal is to get that process down so that you can do it without it touching the ground. But it does take some practice to make your belt go up and across, to have that black belt style. So that's the first part of tying our belt. That's the double wrap belt. Make sure you practice, and I'll see you all very soon.